A new 15% import duty on petrol and diesel, approved by President Bola Tinubu, has drawn strong criticisms. The policy aims to protect local refineries such as Dangote Refinery by making imported fuel costlier. However, APC chieftain Ayiri Emami warned that the levy would burden Nigerians, not marketers, urging the president to suspend it. And marketers also cautioned that the move could push petrol prices over 1,000 naira per liter, potentially triggering higher costs and fuel shortages if local output falls short. Earlier, myself and my colleague, Ni Oyelowo, discussed this with public affairs analyst Charles Oludare. Let's take a listen.
The very immediate and response to this or impact of this is going to be the shock inflation. Definitely, I have been a very big fan of the president. I am a big supporter. I supported him. I've been a fan since I was a teenager. But I cannot defend this because, in my own opinion, it doesn't make any sense. And I cannot defend what doesn't make sense because we already are dealing with, severe form of inflation, hyperinflation in Nigeria. And then the president is by a work of his own hand adding to that pain. And, this is not something that is new to Nigeria. I can go back to, 1929 during the time of the Aba women riots, where, they rioted against taxing the poor men out of, their survival. You can also fast forward to the time of Funmilayo Kuti when he voted against the Alake for taxes. The government is taxing people out of the things that they need to survive. There is a renowned economist, Milton Friedman, that described it this way so simply that this is comparing the benefits of a concentrated, visible special interest and putting that benefit over the benefit of the diffuse, invisible general interest. Because when you put import duty on Dangote, you can see that, on petrol, you can see that Dangote's refinery will probably make more money. And if the import duty is not there, you might see maybe it affects his bottom line. But what you will not see are the opportunity cost of these products, which is essentially the fact that you will not buy cheap fuel, the impact of that on the bottom line of businesses, the impact of that on the quality of life, even the road that they are building between Lagos to Calabar, all the machines use fuel. So that means the cost per kilometer that Rufai has been asking for will also increase because of this policy. I have never seen a much more injurious, self-inflicted wound than this. This does not make sense to me, and it is not new. Like I said, President Obasanjo told us how we helped Dangote with cement a few weeks ago, whereby, he wanted him to make profit, but instead of giving him good infrastructure, electricity, removing the import duty on all his inputs, they went to put import duty on cement. And what is the impact of it? The opportunity cost is that rent is expensive, buildings are collapsing. And apart from the import barrier, I remember in 2014 that Dangote was also lobbying to get only his own 42.5 MPA cement to be the minimum because he was the only one that could make it in the Nigeria, and the House of Rep were already trying to pass that bill. Or the Standard Organization of Nigeria. So these are policies that have been targeted at the anti-people that I can say that it is a shame that President Tinubu that I support is trying to implement this policy. It is like he has been bought and paid for by Dangote. We are all not supposed to be living on Dangote's farm, but it seems like that is what is happening right now. Nigerians are living on Dangote's farm. Maybe we should change our country's name from Nigeria to even Dangote's farm, because we cannot be putting the interest of one man over the general interest of everybody. There is no advantage of this to the people, and then you cause monopolistic distortion. Come 2027, Dangote can even weaponize that power that you have given him against the president, because he can easily run his competitors out of market next year. And then next 2027, he says he wants to do a turnaround maintenance, and then there's scarcity in the lead up to the election. What does the president want to do at that point? People, we should not be making this kind of decisions over a short-term, paddy benefit. No. We need to do what is best for the people. Nigerians are suffering right now. Nigerians, 2,400 children, according to UNICEF, will die today. They need their food to be protected, but there's import duty on rice, cement, rice, gari, flour, everything. People are dying right now because of insecurity that need protection. Their lives need protection, but we want to protect Dangote's, refinery. These things don't make sense. We need to allow competition in everything. Nigerian producers are not caused to produce expensive goods. They can make cheap goods if we take off all the import duty that we are using to increase their cost of production and give them the infrastructure they need. And if they are not doing good business, then they should sell their business to someone who can do it very good. If you were a principal of a secondary school and your child comes to meet you that give me 15% of the mark so that I can be the best in maths, you should tell that child to go and read his book. So you should tell Dangote to go and run his business efficiently and not have the government edge its inefficiencies or, to supply its greed at the expense and the well-being of Nigerians. Oh. So this is something that I'm so passionate about and that I'm so pained about that, President Tinubu is doing. And I hope he changes his mind. I hope he changes his mind because for Dangote to have been able to procure this, we need to know more about it. And this is a policy that the people can actually even protest about and they will win. So I hope the civil society organizations in Nigeria are also looking at this and not allow Nigeria to be turned into Dangote's farm.
All right, Charles, you made a lot of points there, but let's take a look at this in another perspective. Why are we still importing refined petroleum products? Is it an indication that one major private refinery is not enough to meet domestic demands? And I would also like you to take a look at the effort in trying to resuscitate the NNPC refineries as well. The 3-4 refineries that we already have has been there for decades now. There's been some efforts to try and resuscitate those refineries, but yet probably we're not feeling the impact domestically. I'd like your thoughts on that. And all this has happened in a supposed zero subsidy regime. How does that work?
Yeah, thank you. Let me start with the, importation. Like, the people who want to colonize us, our colonial masters like Dangote, they want to tell us that when we are importing unemployment. But they fail to mention that they are trying to prevent us from being able to import the employment, because those foreign investment also create jobs in Nigeria. Well, supply is not static. There might be something going on with something. It's very dynamic. There might be a word that will change the price or change the word supply or stuff like that. So there should be free entry and free exit. It is whoever wants to, who can make the deal, can bring it in. It should be free exit. David Dangote is selling petrol in the United States. If the United States, thank God President Trump has been very responsive to this. If they decide to put 15% import duty on the propylene and the fuel that he wants to sell in the United States, will he be able to come here and sell fuel? He wants to come here and import fuel to the United States, but he does not want people to import to Nigeria. And when you look at it vis-a-vis these 3 refineries like that you mentioned, this is going to prevent people from wanting to even come and invest in those refineries in the first place, because good businessmen want to know their customers. They don't want to know their customers' government. And like the Yoruba people will say, if we allow Dangote to run the independent marketers out of market, the cane that used to flog the independent marketers out of market, anybody who wants to come and invest in those moribund refineries will know that Dangote still has that cane, which is access to President Tinubu, the crony capitalism, to use it to run them out. So this is even going to prevent investment in our oil sector, and it's going to prevent foreign investment in general, because you will know that the president is picking the winners and the losers. In this game right now, the president has picked winner, Dangote.